Don't you ever feel bad about choosing yourself, okay? Having children is a huge responsibility, okay? And you were responsible enough to know not to have them. One, because you're not with anybody right now. So if you would have had a child in your 30s or 20s, you would be a single parent right now.
So I watched a video of a woman addressing women in their 30s and 40s. That is child-free by choice women in their 30s and 40s. And she actually had a lot of things to say. So society makes it look like if you don't have children at a certain age, you have failed completely. But the things that she said flips the script completely. So let's watch that video and we'll be right back to analyze it.
As a mother of 2.5 children, I am speaking to the women who are in their 30s and 40s who do not have children. And I want to speak directly to you because I just had a conversation with a friend of mine who's 42. She has no kids. She's single right now. Her professional life is booming. She's doing amazing. And she was asking me, that she's been feeling like she's missing out, and she's starting to hear from a lot of people that the time is ticking and she should have had kids. And this is coming from a person who has kids, okay? Don't you ever feel bad about choosing yourself, okay? Having children is a huge responsibility, okay? And you were responsible enough to know not to have them. One, because you're not with anybody right now. So if you would have had a child in your 30s or 20s, you would be a single parent right now, okay? There are so many of us, including me, who grew up in households where the men were absolute trash and our parents, our mothers, dealt with it, and we just thought it was the normal. And then we didn't make the smart decision to say, hold up, this person that I am sleeping with should not be the father of my children. I love my kids. I don't regret having my children at all. But I am saying, never feel bad. Do never feel like you did something wrong. If anything, you did what was right. And you had the mindset to know not to bring a child into this world where you're not going to have a 2-parent home. In addition to that you're not going to be in a healthy relationship, okay? On top of the fact that you want to make sure that you're happy first. A lot of us had babies not realizing and understanding that we had to sacrifice a lot more than just being a parent and putting our stuff to the side. There's so much that comes to having a child: finances, responsibility, anything that you had, your dreams, your goals. Yes, in some ways they can still be achievable, but it's just so much more harder than to have that without having children. And you just made the world just a little bit better by not bringing another baby into a toxic household, into the toxic world where they could possibly be someone else in the future. And that's going for women and men. But don't ever feel bad for being smart and being responsible, because the world is going to tell you, America is going to tell you that, oh no, you should have had a baby. You're terrible. No, you were smart and you did things wise, because I'm telling you, none of my kids' fathers are in their lives, and I wouldn't want them in their lives even if they did want to be, because they're not responsible enough and stable enough to hold that responsibility on not messing up my kids more than they probably already are. Because we don't come with a handbook, right? And hurt people. And people who don't know any better are going to do things because they don't know any better. And then you're stuck with children who hate you. So you guys did the right thing. And listen, your time will come. And if it doesn't come, adopt. Your time will come. And at least you're being smart about it and not dealing and getting a baby just to have a baby and then having to deal with all the toxicness that comes with that from the dad. So kudos to you girls.
So first of all, choosing not to have kids is not a tragedy. It doesn't mean that you are selfish. It doesn't mean that you are bitter. It doesn't mean that you die alone. It just means that, you've looked at the reality of raising children, the cost, financial responsibilities, the sacrifices, everything you're going to sacrifice, your time, your career, your life, if I would say, and you're like, I'm not ready for that. Or I don't want that at all. That's honesty, because there are a lot of people that were not ready to have kids. They did not even know the reality of what it is to have kids, and they just went right into having kids because they felt like, oh, that's the next step in my life, or I'm expected to do this, or I'm expected to do that. And a lot of them are burnt out today. They are burnt out, frustrated, confused, and that's just the reality of life. Some are even angry, and some are resentful whenever they look at their children, like built up resentment. Another point that she made that stood out to me is that if you are going to raise kids without a stable home, a two-parent household, without a partner, don't try it, because it's disastrous. It can be very disastrous for that child. We've all seen how one parent will pick up all the responsibilities and everything that has to do with training that child, and the other parent is missing in action. And children pick on these things. They feel the absence. They at some point understand what is happening, and it's not just good. This video is not to shame single parents. I'm not doing that, because most of them are heroes. But raising a child alone without support from maybe a father or a mother or someone, let's say father, because we're talking about women now, is one of the hardest things that any human being can do. And some people are really not built for that kind of life. When the lady shared her own experience that none of her kids' fathers are in their lives, it really hit hard, because that's the experience of a lot of women nowadays. You start up with your husband or your boyfriend and whatever, thinking that that's how it's going to be, and you wake up one day and this man is nowhere to be found. And you know what? The honesty matters, because a lot of people are sugarcoating motherhood and what motherhood is. But this lady is saying, if you made the conscious decision not to do it, don't feel bad, because at least you are self-aware. Don't feel bad, and don't allow any other person make you feel bad. And when she said your time will come, that part also stood out to me, because a lot of women are with clocks, TikTok on their head, and they are pressured, because when they get to a certain age, they've not given birth to children, they get pressured. But the thing is, life doesn't actually work like that. Look at Tokema Kenwa, for example. Now she has her own child. I think she's 40 or 39 or something. Some adopt, some give birth later in life, and some just never do. Like, they remain child free by choice, and they are still fulfilled. The pressure that says you must do it now, you are getting old, blah blah blah, is what used to push people into unplanned parenthood before they are even ready, emotionally, financially, and all of that. So yeah, her message is very simple. Don't feel bad because you don't have kids yet. Don't feel bad for being smart. Don't feel bad that you did not rush because you are not ready, because that's actually a very smart thing to do. I'd love to know what you guys think about this topic in the comment section. Are child-free by choice women being smart, or they're just being cowards? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're a child-free by choice woman, I'd also love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comment section. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. I'll see you guys in my next video.